Good Thursday. Beautiful morning. We love mornings. Brand new day, a brand new start, brand new beginning. Remember that we're going to write our goals down. Beginning of the week and the day, right? So when you wake up and you should be conscious and aware of what your goal for the day is. And try to navigate this day with conscious, like you're, don't let your self-conscious guide you through the day without no meaning. You decide the meaning, you decide the moves, you make decisions, and you keep moving forward. Having said that, let me put some energy into this. Good morning, Thursday, good week, right? I hope everybody's doing good, pretty good. So today I wanted to talk, thank you for joining me for the morning walk, right? So I'm trying to do these lives every day, every morning, right? After I set out to church, finish my church routine, and I always want to share some things with you guys. It's a beautiful day today. Look at the sunshine. Kind of good in the morning. I always say that you want to look into the sun for at least 10 seconds, not straight at it, but indirectly, and that should reset your clock, your internal clock for the day, and have your day go smoothly. So today I wanted to talk about, remember I wrote a book, published my book last August 14th, the birthday of my book, Miami's Reconstruction Blueprint. And in this book I address the issues of what's happening in Miami and reconstruction and why it's changing. So yesterday I talked yesterday, I focused, because who's this book for? That's the question that I want to address for. And basically the book is breaking down to somebody who lives in Miami to understand what's happening, right? So it's a nice read. Second, if you're an investor. And third, if you're a realtor. So, but today I'm going to focus on the second part, on if you're an investor, right? If you have the opportunity, and please, you go to Amazon, and the book is there. If you have the opportunity to read the book, Miami's Reconstruction Blueprint, and you're an investor, right? It's going to open up your eyes to understand the fundamentals, what's driving the change in Miami, and why Miami, and what's happening in Miami. Miami's literally 80% of it is going to get being built. Infrastructure, buildings, everything, we're seeing the change and fuel. So it gives you a clear understanding and what's happening in the fundamentals. And it's going to open up your eyes if you're an investor to the part of understanding that Miami, like every other city, we know we have history of other cities of the past. Right? So we're seeing Miami becoming one of the global capitals of the world, becoming a very, very strong city. Obviously, this is happening at an accelerated pace. Usually we think changes happen slowly, but sometimes they happen quick. And so there's been, COVID, how the world has changed, and we're seeing how we adapt to those changes. So we have a unique opportunity in Miami. Miami right now is the New York of the 1965, almost 1970. And I don't mean New York, I mean Manhattan. Manhattan is an island in New York. And you realize there that, you could pretty much find something in New York and Manhattan. It's not the norm. The norm in New York is to rent. So people are more geared to rent, and people don't even think about buying something. It's just a way out of their budget, right? So what happened in Manhattan and New York? Well, Manhattan is an island, and their problem, when you run out of space, then you find yourself the supply and demand. The supply is limited to that space. That demand keeps growing, and demand drives the price up because you have no inventory, or you have limited inventory. So something similar like that is happening to Miami. Let me remind you that Miami, we are pretty much built out. We have Biscayne Park right in front of the water. That means that we cannot build into the water, right? So we have no more space. That was not a park. If that was not Biscayne Park, believe me, we were in islands with Pickle Key. So create more and address some of the housing problems that we have, because we do have a housing demand problem. We don't have enough households, right, for the demand that we have in Miami. Contrary to what people say, so when you go and sign the book, is that Miami is being transformed, like a lot of the buildings, because I always like to break it down. Inventory A, 0 to 10 years. Inventory B, 10 to 20. Inventory C, over 20 years old, right? And that's where you're going to see a lot of, especially in condos, a lot of older condos that are coming up for sale, but we just do not want that because of the changes that are happening. We fail to understand the fundamentals of the change. So Miami, like I said, now we're built out into the water. We can't go over to Skin Park, and then we go all the way to Chrome, which is the last avenue, Chrome Avenue, and then you hit the Everglades. The Everglades is also a national park. We can't go into the Everglades. We tried to pass an ordinance. We tried to go half a mile west of Chrome. That was denied, so that didn't happen. So now we have limited space. You know, yes, we do focus. Remember, we have the city of Miami, which is the city of Miami, and we have Miami-Dade Incorporated, Miami-Dade County. Right, a big difference. Right? Miami-Dade County, it's Coral Gables, it's a lot of cities, it's Doral, etc. Miami is pretty much limited to downtown, to Brickell, Laguna Grove. So, understanding the geographical part of it. Right? So, if you're an investor, why would I advise you to invest right now in Miami? It's because Miami's appreciation we're doing 10%. I mean, we've been gaining the amount of appreciation that we've been getting. It's been amazing in the sense of 10-50%. I mean, all this big construction product that came out, and construction takes a while, right? Some projects take 3, 4, 5 years, depending on the size of the project. But when you first initially start your reconstruction investment, right? By the time the building is done, the equity that you have accumulated. I mean, I'm seeing $300,000, $200,000. I mean, it's obviously depending on the project, but it's just amazing. I'm not the asset of real estate, the way it's behaving, it's great. And I tell you, because I do see a lot of people want to invest and decide Miami, or they go to Orlando, or they go to Homestead, and you see that this very will play out, or this scene play out. You see how Miami prices keep going up and up and up, and they say it's a bubble, and etc. In the book, I go into the fundamentals of what's happening, and it's just a matter of space. Remember, like New York or Manhattan, right? Matter of space. I seen other people investing in Orlando, and the problem, it's not a problem, it's that there's more demand. Yes, Orlando it's just another city it's growing. I mean, Orlando has changed completely. It's not just a theme park city anymore. We have a medical community driving in there, and a lot of people that also left Miami moved to Orlando. But the situation, as the reality is, that you have a lot of space. Orlando's in the middle of the state. It's in the middle, so you have space to the west, and you keep going. So you buy property there, and you say you buy in a condo, and then somebody builds another more houses to the right, or more condos. So then the supply and demand, it's being managed right. So there's more demand, there's more supply coming in, so the prices are stable. You don't see the appreciation in Orlando that you would get in Miami, and it's due to the amount of space. The same is happening in Homestead. Homestead have people that have invested in this property, and new construction, which is a big difference in construction of houses and condos. It's a different world. But what happens is, I'm seeing this with developers. You buy a property, you buy it for X amount of money, then we want to put it in the market, but then you look across the street, and the developers are building another 500 houses, or another units or houses that are coming into the market, right? And that's going to have an effect, because the more supply goes into the market, it levels the price. It's a supply and demand. Basic economics in New York, and see the prices, and then we're also heading, and we're also heading to a in 5 years. The norm is going to be rent. The norm is that people are going to rent. So if you're an investor, if you could, but this is the moment for you position yourselves with a nice portfolio, a couple apartments, and actually live off the rent of those properties. Because the rent in Miami, you guys, right now I know it's stable, but the norm is going to be rent. That it's going to become very unaffordable. I mean, reconstruction, and we're seeing the older buildings get knocked down and then replaced by new ones. But everything that's coming into the market, I mean, studio nowadays, the cheapest is $600,000, maybe $500,000 in Miami. I'm not talking about Hollywood if we go up to different, right? But most of the two bedrooms are already $1 million, so it's becoming a price point that it's not going to be. Yes, Miami's attracting a lot of new jobs, a lot of people, right? So I go into the book. So if I go into it, if you're an investor, it's going to make you realize the opportunity that you have to invest in Miami now. It's huge, and it's a solid investment. Remember, real estate though has its complexities. It's a long-term play. It's a 5 to 7 year play. So but everybody, and you think about it, people are investing. So I get asked a lot, why invest in Miami? Why not invest in Orlando? It's cheaper. There's Orlando is up and coming. And the answer to the question, the fundamental part of the question is, remember, it's about space. It's about supply and demand. So we're out of space. The supply that we have is limited, and people need to open up their eyes to realize that everything is being built right now. First of all, it doesn't come into the market right away. It's not like we're going to get all these units at one time. These units are coming out, maybe 3 or 4 projects a year are hitting the market again. So supply is very limited, right? So that's what that demand, that we have a high demand, and I go into the book about this. I mean, Google how many people are moving to the state of Florida today. You're going to see it's about 1,000 people. This is according to the B&B, the license place. So we have big demand, and we're very limited in supply. So I have seen investors reach out and gone to Naples and gone to Orlando. Not saying those are bad investments. Those are also good investments. I mean, real estate always goes up. But the appreciation that you get in Miami, you're not going to get it anywhere. And you're also being guaranteed. I mean, there's no way in Miami, the trend is going to change. I mean, we got jobs. We have over, I think, 160 Fortune 500 companies that moved their headquarters to Miami. This moving of headquarters takes a lot of planning. It takes some time to relocate all these people over here, which is happening. The biggest complaint that I hear from these people is that they don't have enough housing. The schools have become a problem. Where do they put their kids? To accelerate, these companies, they're in the process. Not all of them have actually done all their movement. I mean, look at Citadel. Citadel already opened their offices, and their main office here in Miami. They're operating out of Puerto, but they're building their own building. So it's not 100% move yet, right? So a lot of these companies still in transition and have a different effect. And these companies also have a bunch of satellite companies that service them, that are making them move over here. And on top of that, when you have a headquarters over here, people, where the sales meetings and all the operating meetings are going to be held in the headquarters, and that drives more people coming into Miami, either for work, conventions. We also know how Miami is. I can tell you, it's amazing. The only city that we have all the sports: Formula One, tennis, football, soccer, hockey, polo. You name it, we have it. Right? So we're becoming a very just like New York. We're becoming a very multicultural city. A lot of culture, a lot of the restaurants, right? Michelin star restaurants are popping all over the place. So now dining in Miami has become really, really nice. You have a lot of different choices. So we're not New York. I'm not going to say we're there yet, but we are definitely moving in that direction fast, and that creates opportunities, right? If you understand the game, it creates opportunity. So just to address, and then tomorrow I'll talk about what benefits for realtors. But Miami's pre-construction blueprint, it's an Amazon, and I believe that you should have a good takeaway in the fundamentals of why your investment in Miami is a solid investment. Having said that, I'm going to say good morning to my beautiful wife. Hey, Diana. Good morning, baby. Also, I see Alfredo. I see Nathan. I see Chris. I see a bunch of guys there. Thank you for joining me in the morning walk. Really appreciate you guys sharing this morning, talking in the morning with me. So I also appreciate the support that I've been getting in the channel. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a comment, give me a like, right? I appreciate that interaction. That definitely motivates me to keep doing this and moving forward in this direction. And this is my way to contribute back. Also, feel free to reach out. I mean, I am a normal human being. You can always call. I do like to, I'm very passionate about real estate. I do like to talk about the subject. I'm well versed, what's happening. And I also have, my wife is Liliana, who's a great loan officer, right? She works at lending, she's at a lending spot, and they do a great job with the mortgages. So I could also talk to you because there's a lot of questions right now. Our interest rates are coming down, and we see interest rates, they have started to come down, and we saw the federals saying that we're going to probably have two more interest rates drop by the end of the year. But the way the mortgage interest rates work, the 30-year and the long term, and that's why it's a little more complicated. At those rates, if you look at the mortgage rates that you have right now, they already have those contemplations already baked in right now. So they're kind of ahead of the curve. Sometimes we see the effects of lower interest rates, but we don't see the interest rates go down. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm also going to have a conversation, because right now also it's a very hot topic. What are the interest rates? How do we? And you're going to see once interest rates are here to get it out. Right now we're still not. Once you get interest rates at below, on the fives, that's going to stimulate the market. You don't have another supply to last forever. And if you're an investor, you read the book. Miami's about to get a little blow up. Notice that we in Miami, our prices have not gone down. We keep appreciation. We keep prices keep going up, even though, and this is what you see in the news, even though the market, what they say, it's slowed down, because there's less transactions. So transaction-wise, there's less transactions happening in the market. But every transaction that's happening has a higher price point, so that's bringing in more, more dollars into the system. And guys, but the reality is this: people are not selling. The reason we're having less transactions is not because there's a lack of inventory, but the right kind of inventory. We have a lot of inventory that people do not want, right? And so it's not options, believe me. And everybody's also on the sideline waiting for interest rates to go down, so they could definitely make some sense to them. Obviously, a point that makes it a huge difference in your payment. So we're seeing the things. So, point seven, kudos to Lee for a great job, mortgage and lending spot, what they're doing with their mortgage situation. And that also, so what I'm trying to get at is, if we have a conversation, I also could guide you right in the right direction to talk about. So if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, feel free to reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you and you can go with you from that. Having said that, have a great day. Let's make this the best Thursday. And today is your day. We live in the now, and we keep pushing forward. Have a great day.